who are not allowed to vote. They're not old enough to make decisions around whether they drive or not. They cannot take up jobs, but they can take adult responsibility of being a parent. And I think that is a travesty. We need to do something about this. Recently, the world celebrated the work that people like Malala in India, a young woman who's 17, who was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her work across the globe, speaking out about the rights of the girls. In addition, on the world platform, we've got our own Malawian Memory Banda, who has spoken and has been recognized worldwide about, in terms of her fight against child marriages, violent abuse of girls. It is important that us here in Malawi also recognize these efforts that young people make. The world came together in July and collectively called for fighting against the surge of child marriages, which instantly, as I said earlier, robs the girls of their childhood and their life. Ending child marriages contributes to better health outcomes, improved education, improved livelihoods, and the right of the girls to fully develop and self-actualize. It is therefore important that us, as we stand here, working as civil society and with government, we recognize the benefits of stopping child marriages. From the Girls Summit in July, the international community made pledges to stop, to make contributions both programmatically and financially to stop child marriages worldwide. And it recognizes that actually empowering the girls themselves and enabling them to make decisions results in the growth that we are all seeking for. From the summit, we saw significant commitments by many global leaders, both to support countries like Malawi and others to really work against child marriages. African Union's Goodwill Ambassador Nyarazai rightly put it that leaders should now put young people, particularly girls, first. It is important that we recognize that. We celebrate the work that the girls do. We celebrate the fact that as we work towards reducing child marriages, we are contributing both to economic development as well as to the development of our countries. We as civil society, in line with the global movement, we need to make an effort working with government to generate reliable data that helps us to increase equal access to school, to challenge entrenched gender norms and practices, to have information and services on SRHR services, HIV prevention, livelihood skills, recourse to the violence that is subjected to our girls. All this needs political will, Honourable Minister. It needs a united front and it needs united effort. We as civil society want to call upon the government of Malawi today to make a commitment to all of us, to work with us, to provide the leadership that's required for this work to go on. We don't want to see today as an end in itself. This is actually taking on, moving forward the work that has been happening in Malawi. A lot of us have been working on the child marriages issues as early as 2009, starting with challenging the bill, and then which today we're still challenging. We need the bill to change. It's a starting point. The second thing is that there's a lot of organizations and financial investment that's being made in Malawi through working with civil society and the government of Malawi. So we need today, as we celebrate the Girl Child Day, as well as launch this campaign, that it's not a one-day wonder. This is the beginning of moving forward. And please, let's move forward together. And we call upon the government, as I said, to provide us with the leadership, the strategic direction, the vision that needs to happen. We call upon the government to follow through some of the commitments. We know that the Malawi government has signed some of the commitments made at a global level and at regional level. We need to follow through on those commitments, and we need action. We need it today, tomorrow, and ever, until we get the girls, stop marrying the girls, and we get them back to school, we get them to develop, to self-actualize. We want the government to put a framework to punish the perpetrators of child marriages, to ensure that we actually have a framework to follow through on those perpetrators. With those few words, and on behalf of civil society wide, thank you very much.
Thank you. That's Ms. Rebecca Mahlunge, a representative for Hivos. Bridget, when